So I'm still in change today. Um, and was deeply unhappy about it this morning because I'm having to stay in bed and stay in bed and stay in bed. So I was complaining about it. But last night, when I was bathing late at night, the king suddenly put a boy child in the bath with me, and he was weeping, and he was 4. And his name, renamed now that he's in heaven, is Nikora. And I've adopted him. He's one of Xerxes, Vorxerxes' sons from ancient Persia. And the boy had just seen his mother beheaded, and picked up her head off the floor and said, but put it back on. And there's no way, of course, to put it back on, or did anyone want to, because his mother was terrible. But it was far too much for his little heart. And so he wept for days and wouldn't be comforted. And he was also slain. And then he arrived in my bathtub still crying because his heart was broken over his mother. And who did not come to heaven, as she was one of my Vorxerxes' bad girls, which he's deeply ashamed of, and begs that it's undone. He hates it. The women, however, this boy was found, and I've adopted him. So today, and the Lord God adopted him as well. He's no longer regarded as Vorxerxes' son, but as God's own, because we've adopted him, and he slept beside God last night in his arm. Though he kept popping back to see me, he's very bonded. And he keeps running, because in the palace, in King Xerxes' palace in Persia back then, before he was my vor, the child lived in the same room with his mother, and that was just about all of life that there was for him. They didn't really go outside until they were older. The bad girls never went outside. They stayed inside in their rooms, looking pretty, and with their hair done and their luxurious accommodations and so on. But what babies they had were housed in the room with them. And this was a pleasure for them to have someone to talk to and babies to console them, because they rarely, if ever, saw the king. And some of them never saw him at all in their whole lives. But many of them, he just lay with them for the consummation and then put them in a room. And there they were. They were decorative when other kings came to visit, to bring out all the flowers and let them walk around, that kind of thing. But they're foul women and disgusting, though beautiful. Some of them, they weren't especially beautiful. But the boy is sweet and good, and has hard bonded to me, and is just a delight. So today we have been out playing, but he heard Chopin. He learned to play piano today through a gift of God. Suddenly he can play piano. And he cannot play Chopin. If he plays Chopin, he faints at the beauty of Chopin. We had to put pillows around his piano bench in his great quarters where he lives. Of course, I'm there all the time, but he, except he's a man of 4, so he goes out adventuring alone. And he's fine that way. I'm not laughing, he really is. He's a Xerxes boy. So he's a good, strong thing and bold. But we went to in a very fast boat today, and he sat there the way that the royals of Persia did, without any expression on his face, even as we sped so quickly across the water. Because I went out in extension, while here I lay here and change. So that was astonishing, and Vorxerxes saw and smiled. He's so happy. We were able to rescue some few of the good Xerxes babies. Not all of them were good people, but some of them were bringing forward from Persia, but they're hopping through time forward all the way to now. So we're having to explain a lot of things, but we give them interpretations suddenly, so they're not, but that happens to everybody when they come to heaven, where they understand what's going on. But he is delighted. There's dancing in his honor today. And that's where he is right now, what he's doing. He said, but Mama, if you change, what if he turns you into an elephant or something like that? Then how will you be my mommy? I said, well, then you'll have to be like the baby elephant and we'll hug with our trunks instead. And that was a great comfort to him to see that as I change, we're still related. He's still my son, and it doesn't matter. That's still there no matter how different I become. There's always that tie. And I love him. It's delightful. That pleasure is delightful, and I thank God for it very much. Yes. Thanks. I thank you. Locally, God is out dealing with things in the city. Rain fell today after my pleasure. It has not rained here in so long. And it began raining instantly after my pleasure. And so everyone's joyful because it's raining all over heaven now. But I'm tired, and I think I went to rest rather than speak. I played with Borna Cancion in a hay stable because he made a hay cave and hid himself there except for his boots. So I snuck in tinily and lay with him there, cuddled up in his arms, tiny. What else have I done today? I visited Vor Amory and watched his astonishment at one of the things I said somewhere else. Oh, I went out playing with my new friend. I have a new friend who's a composer. Oh, I'm so tired. I'm going to have to go. And my best friend was there too.